Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. This is your outlook for March 13th, 2014. I'm going to start off with the radar simulation. Actually, not the simulation. This is the radar review over the previous 24 hours with this system that just moved through. Of course, we're now left with no precipitation and just some very cold and windy conditions in the wake of the cold front that moved through that was associated with this system. I'm going to put this in motion here, and it had some rain that moved through over most areas here, but then the wintry side got to going here with this system, the north side here, and places up in upstate New York all the way up to Maine got hit very hard with the system. But then the last couple frames here at the end here, this thing started breaking apart a little bit. So some of those really high totals that were expected up here in this area were not realized, but definitely over by Syracuse, over to places like Rochester and places, in New York, definitely got their fair share of snow. Meanwhile, we had rain down in this area, and then a squall line that came through with the frontal boundary itself that came through last evening. Then a few snow showers left it over behind it in very, very windy conditions. So much colder today. Actually, air temperatures will be 30 or so degrees warmer or colder than it was on Wednesday, and wind chills will make it feel as much as 60 degrees colder at times than yesterday. So it'll be very difficult if you're outside today. And here's why we're having all these windy conditions here. Obviously, the strong area low pressure moving up here into the Gulf of Maine. You see these tightly packed isobars are right on top of each other. These are the wind direction, actually north-northeast here around this area low pressure, but they're very tightly packed. When they're like this, see how they're out here and they're spread apart quite a bit. This means it's definitely not windy at all. This is just probably like 5 to 10 miles an hour. When you get winds that are very tightly packed like this, very tightly packed isobars, you're going to have very high winds, and that's why we're expecting winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts over 40 in many locations, at least the first half of today. I think they start dying down in the second half of the day, and we get into, as the system pulls away, the gradient will not be as tight. And we'll go to the next frame here, and I'll show you that. Actually, this is Thursday morning, tight gradient. Here's Thursday afternoon. It starts spreading out a little bit, but not quite that much yet. But here we get to the evening hours. You see they're further apart now. So now we're going to have winds subsiding quite a bit as that system pulls away. One thing that's going to be changing over the next couple of days here, we're obviously going to be very cold today, but behind this you see where the isobars are pointed now. It's not only just how tightly packed they are here. This is Friday afternoon. You see they're headed in this direction now. So that means the winds are now coming in out of the southwest, and that means you have warm air coming in from the southwest. So whatever happened happens today with these cold temperatures and cold wind chills, we'll do a complete 180 reversal on Friday, where we get temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, maybe in the 50s down here close to Philadelphia. And I think that holds again on Saturday, and Saturday is going to be even more so. You're going to have a weak cold front that's going to come through. May not even do much as far as precipitation is concerned, but you're going to have, here's Saturday afternoon, area low pressure sitting up here. This is a cold front that's attached to this system. The cold front is actually sitting back here like this. Since your cold front is moving through, out ahead of it, there's a few spotty showers that are trying to pop up here. I really want to get excited about that. I don't think you're going to, it's very hit or miss. But winds ahead of the cold front are out of the southwest. So you get some more warming on Saturday, and we can get up into the mid to upper 50s to near 60 down here by Philadelphia as we get to your day on Saturday. So a very nice Saturday coming up. Of course, the clouds will increase with the threat of a shower at any time with that cold front coming through. Then the temperatures drop off a little bit. Okay, and this is Sunday here on the GFS. And of course, the frontal boundary to the south, and not a big deal here. Temperatures are going to drop off to near normal temperatures for this time of year, probably slightly below as we get into your day on Sunday. Now, Monday, there's a system that's going to be moving off to the southeast here. Now here's the GFS, and the GFS has a bunch of nothing. You see the system does not read the picture here, and it just has it sliding well to the south and not doing much of anything in our coverage area whatsoever. However, the last couple runs of the Canadian model have shown a different solution here, and now is bringing the most recent run that I have. Now, I didn't have the overnight run yet because these are, since the daylight savings time has changed, these models are coming out way too late for me to use the latest overnight runs of the guidance with the video here. So we're using the most recent guidance I have, which was the run that went on Wednesday afternoon. So Here's the Wednesday afternoon run, and basically you have a primary sitting over here over the Tennessee Valley. It's going to move up to the north here and then transfer energy to another system off the coast. But it does it a little bit further south than most Miller Bs do, and you can see that here. Eastern Tennessee transfers to right around Norfolk, Virginia. And everything up here, it's very cold, and so everything up here is snow on the Canadian model. And very next frame here, here's the transfer here, this one right here, and you got another one sitting right here. So this one is transferring its energy to this coastal over here, and because it does that, wraps up a lot of moisture in here, and that a lot of moisture means a lot of snow. Of course, this is on the Canadian model here. And then that system pulls away. They got the trailing energy behind it here on the Canadian, and actually brings in a separate low pressure system, still snow here later on Monday as well. So it's hard to say what's correct and what's not at this point, but there is still a storm threat on Monday, and we're not giving up on the idea entirely. And so we do have it in the, if you look at our local forecast, we actually do have at least a 30% chance listed for all of our areas, just because, where there is still a plausible threat here with both the Canadian and the European model. European model is doing something similar, a little bit further southeast with it, but if you look at the precipitation maps, it does bring a good deal of precipitation up in this area, and it kind of does this 1-2 punch thing here like the Canadian does, where one is too far southeast with a light snow, but then this one trails behind it. It comes a little bit closer and brings even more snow up here in this area, kind of like a 1-2 punch of that storm system. So there are a lot of different solutions on the table here. We're actually favoring this storm to head off further to the southeast, but we're allowing for the possibility for that storm to affect our coverage area, or at least parts of our coverage area on Monday. So just so everyone's clear, betting against it, probably 70-30, but we're still allowing that 30% chance that something could happen. If it does change, we'll let you know. Right now, it's not a definitive call, and we're still too far away from it to make that call. We will just have to keep you updated over the next couple days as the models come to a better agreement. I'm Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for March 13th, 2014. Have a great Thursday.